Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. My friends, today is the day where I find out which of the Strixhaven colleges I belong to. This is a quiz that you can find on Wizards of the Coast website, and I thought we would have some fun and take a look at what's going on with it. So, on the screen, you will see the starting blurb where it says Strixhaven quiz. Find out which college you belong to. Before you begin your Strixhaven courses, let's find out which of the colleges you'll be studying alongside. Will it be the dark and mysterious Witherbloom, the creative Flame Prismari, the confident and charismatic Silverquill, or the adventure-driven Lorehold? Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Witherbloom, Prismari, Silverquill, and Lorehold. That's 4. There's 5 colleges. Did they literally forget to put Quandrix even on the quiz? Is that not an option? It's funny, actually. I had this up on the screen and Carly wandered into the room and was like, oh, what's this? Is this like the sorting hat? You're getting sorted? And I was like, oh, that is exactly what this is, isn't it? I forget about the Harry Potter-esqueness sometimes of Strixhaven. So let's put it aside that they completely left Quandrix out of the mix, and let's take a look at question number 1. Question 1 is choose your mascot. So what are the choices? We've got elementals. All right, so you've got, actually, you know what? Let's list them all off, then we'll go through them individually. So there's elementals, pests, fractals, inklings, and spirits. So we've got 5 different options. So I don't know why they only have 4 colleges listed to start with. But anyways, let us weigh these different options. Now, off the top of my, actually, we'll do them in order. You know what? Elementals. So you could have an elemental as a mascot. So it could be like a being made out of fire or water. I mean, those are traditionally the most obvious elementals. Earth elementals, air elementals too, right? I mean, this doesn't specifically say. An elemental is a cool concept for a mascot, but they do come with their own dangers, right? Like a fire elemental could literally set things on fire. A water elemental can get all your school papers wet. So I don't know how good a choice that is. All right, let's see what's next. Pests? Why would who would be like, yeah, man, you know what I want? I want a gross, disgusting bug as my mascot. Can I get a bag of maggots, please? This represents me. No, I don't think so. That's straight off the list. All right, fractals? Fractals are like crazy, right? It's like a mathematical construct kind of creature, but they're not alive, right? They don't actually have like a genuine existence. They're almost like automatons in my mind, which makes them less exciting. If it's not alive, then can it really be your mascot? Like, can you just be like, oh, check it out. This is my mascot. His name is Muggy. Like, you lose me with the fractals. All right. Then you've got inklings. Okay, and inklings are like little blobs of living ink, which is, you know what, honestly, that doesn't really appeal to me. They're going to get ink all over everything, and they're just going to be gross little blobs. And I mean, if you're there trying to meet some ladies at college, and they really check it out, I got an ink blob. Psh, whatever. All right, moving on. We got spirits. Wait a minute. You mean like living spirits? Like the souls of the dead forced to be your mascot? That's pretty dark, actually. If you look at it, it's like, I mean, that makes fractals appealing by comparison because at least they're just constructs. Spirits are literally like living beings you've called back from the dead. This person's life ended like 1,000 years ago, and you're like, I summon you back to the world of the living. And then like they blink back to life. It's like, whoa, what's going on? I'm alive again? What's that? No, you're not alive. You're trapped we've trapped you in a stone statue. Oh, okay, for what purpose? You're going to be our mascot for our football team. It's like, what? No, send me back. Send me back to the afterlife. How dare you? That's pretty gutsy, I got to say. Spirits is a gutsy choice. But it's morally unconscionable. So I think I'm actually going to go with elementals. Elementals feels like the clear winner here. Let's do it. Elementals. Oh, question number 2. For yearbook, you've been voted most likely to become the next. Oh, this is my future. Okay. Discoverer of a lost dimension. Dude, How cool would that be? I mean, I guess it depends on the dimension. You found the lost dimension. It's just full of dirty clothes. It's like, what? Yeah, all the students who made spells to make their dirty clothes disappear or had a haywire spell go off when they were trying to clean their clothes, they all ended up in the dimension of dirty clothes and you discovered it. And it's like, oh. But if it's actually a cool dimension, that's pretty high up on the list. Imagine discovering an entire lost dimension. That would gain you massive respect in academic circles. There's no doubt about it. That is really cool. Then we've got Enlightenment Council Leader to Dignitaries. Oh, that's a mouthful. The Enlightenment Council? Could you come up with a more pretentious sounding name? It's like this is like the model UN people, I guess. Enlightenment Council Leader to Dignitaries. Oh, that sounds pretentious and just pompous and awful. You're gonna pick that over anyways. Let's see what's next. Idealistic Planes Leader? What? What does that mean? Idealistic Planes Leader. You lead an entire plane of existence idealistically? What? All right, whatever. Obviously not gonna pick that one. Award-winning elemental artist. All right, you know what? That's kind of cool. The idea of creating elemental art has a certain level of appeal to it. I definitely like that. And doing it on a level where you're award-winning, can't really complain about that, right? What's next? Sage of Thanatology. Thanatology? Thanatos? Like that? Is that what it means? Sage. That's a cool title, man. That is, I mean, you're like, you understand the intricacies of the balance between existence and non-existence. Unless you get called back in your spirit to be a stupid mascot, that is troubling to me. Okay, so what are the ones that we can rule out immediately? Who cares about Enlightenment Council? Who cares about Idealistic Planes Leader? And I'm sorry, but being an award-winning elemental artist doesn't compare to being a sage of Thanatology or a discovery of a lost dimension. But I mean, ultimately, between understanding the intricacies of life and death with magic, that's cool. But discovering an entire lost dimension, that's cooler. So that's going to be the vote. That's what we're going with here. That is my choice. Question number 3. A spider crawls up my arm. Oh, Lord. Okay, so what do? Scream! Yes, you're surprised, but you also haven't had your daily scream yet. That is not likely to be my choice. Swiftly gather up the specimen in a test tube, hoping you'll find beneficial properties in its biology. So basic, what's up, spider? You're my prisoner now. Time to pull you apart and see what you're made of. All right. You have crossed onto my lands. All right. The spider looks like an enchanted breed you once read about. You tense, rolling up your sleeve to let it bite you. What? What kind of I've read too many Spider-Man comic books is this choice? That looks like a magic spider. I guess I'll let it bite me. What? I mean, that is kind of cool, though. Let's be real. I do like that whole, wow, there's a magic spider that's it's gonna make my ears twice as big. Give me magical ear power. All right. After that, we got brush the little intruder off your new tunic, straightening the crease where it walked. Okay, well, I mean, that I am not a particularly neat and fastidious sort of fellow. So I'm going to have to say that one is highly unlikely for me to choose. I mean, brushing the spider off seems logical, but then being like, harumph, oh, you have wrinkled my garments. I shall send them to the lost dimension. You know, it's meh. And the last one, carefully set the spider on the ground, using your magic to construct a tiny grass house so it can be safe. Oh, that's cute. I like that. It's like, hello, spider friend. Let me give you a little grass hut. I mean, I'll be real. A lot of the times when I find spiders or other bugs in my house, I do try and escort them safely out. So that is probably the most true to me in terms of the answers. But I mean, if we look over all the answers, scream right out. No way. Gather it up to experiment on it, maybe. The let it bite you because it's a magical enchanted breed, that's kind of fun. I kind of want to pick that. Brushing it off, whatever. So it really boils down to, do I let the spider bite me, or do I build it a magical tiny grass house so it can be safe? I mean, dude, I gotta go with that. I gotta give Mr. Spider a little house, because that's fun. All right. Question 4. A group project has been assigned. What are you doing? That's crossed out. Delegating tasks while trying to persuade your teammates to focus. All right. I could see myself doing that. I've definitely led teams before. Researching topics that have nothing to do with the project. If I was given a group project, I definitely wouldn't spend my time researching topics that have nothing to do with it. Calling out sick to work on experiments of questionable intent. That is something I could definitely see myself doing. The whole, I'm sick, I'm over here doing this instead. Finishing the project by yourself while everyone else is arguing. Nope, I would be in there arguing, telling them, no, I'm not doing all this. I am not doing all the work. That's not happening. And the last is testing out a new spell to make gorgeous ice crystals form in your cup of artisanal water. Artisanal water, excuse me, but I drink tap water from a fancy mug. Because I'm the magic historian. All right. So that one's whatever. Being able to make your own ice crystals in water to keep it cool is really, really cool. But that's not what I would focus on doing in a group project. So, let me see. What would I absolutely most likely do? Delegating tasks, trying to get people to focus is likely. Calling out sick and just doing my own thing, also likely. It's really those two. You know what? Calling out sick to work on experiments of questionable intent seems like more fun. I'm going to choose that. All right. Question number 5. After a long day of mage lessons, where can you be found? Oh, how do you spend your time off, essentially? Practicing runes, trying not to get distracted by your own reflection in the ink pot. Yeah, I don't have to worry about that one. I've never been distracted. I'm just going to stare lovingly at myself. I don't have that problem. Sitting on the tallest tower, calculating the velocity rotten fruit would fall on the students below. All right, you know what? Maybe. Feeding your collection of carnivorous plants, dreaming about your next hybrid species. No, son. I'm not going to have a bunch of carnivorous plants. I don't feel like getting eaten. I am not playing the magical version of Little Shop of Horrors, all right? That's not going to be my life. No, thank you. Buried in a pile of musty-smelling maps, wishing the library had extended hours. Having access to ancient maps and cool magical knowledge like that, I could see myself spending some off time exploring history. That'd be neat. And the last, sketching in front of a giant fireplace, trying to remember a spell that brings flames off the page. Oh, that's cool too. All right, well, practicing runes, I'm not going to do. Feeding my collection of carnivorous plants, that's not going to happen. So it really is sit on the tallest tower, calculating rotten fruit falling on people. The studying old maps, wishing you could spend more time in the library, maybe. And the fireplace one, maybe. The coziness of chilling in front of a fireplace, trying to remember a spell that brings the flames to life. I have to say, that would actually most likely be the one that I would go. So, bam, we're going to choose that. Question 6. A dean calls on you during a long and boring assembly. You jolt awake, having nodded off 5 minutes into the opening. I've never fallen asleep, but I do get distracted during boring stuff. Blow out the candle you just ignited in order to read a message written in invisible ink. What? Dean calls on you during a long and boring assembly. You blow out the candle you just ignited in order to read a message. Oh, okay, I see. You had a candle and you were trying to read a secret message. Okay, all right, I get that. You're ready with the correct answer to an equation you were assigned in your last course. Smile, having mentally prepared a speech ahead of time just in case you were called on. Hopefully the crowd goes wild. I got a bit of a showman in me. I could see that. Are caught off guard, you were daydreaming about creating a tornado to get out of this assembly. Okay. That's probably it right there. So it's definitely not going to be the jolt awake. The invisible message one, maybe. The ready with the correct answer to an equation in the last course, that's definitely no. The smile with the mentally prepared speech, that's a maybe. But I think I'm ultimately going to go with I was caught off guard, daydream about creating a tornado to get out of this assembly. I remember in school, I did everything I could to get out of assemblies. I had a mental map of the school. I knew where every exit was, and I knew which exits took the longest for teachers to get to, because once they had an assembly, they would deploy teachers to all of the different doors so that students couldn't get out. But if you knew where to go, you could get out every time, right? So I was always able to dip out before assemblies. And that's still the way I would be. I mean, I guess not every single one. I got caught for a few, but they're so boring. That's what I would choose. Cast in a tornado to escape. All right, question 7. You're taking a long needed vacation. Where do you go? Time to hit the road. You'll be living out of a backpack. Destination unknown. Ooh, that does not sound like me. Living out of a backpack, not fun. Not knowing where I'm going, not so interested. A potentially haunted tree fort built high in the branches of a 500-year-old tree, equipped with an eco garden and nearby river. I do like tree forts. They're pretty cool. The idea of them being haunted, I don't know. But the fact that there's food and water nearby, you get to hang out in a tree fort, I could totally get down with that. After that, we've got studying water particles at a semi-submerged enchanted laboratory beneath the sea. I'm gonna be the Little Mermaid, y'all. Studying water particles at a semi-submerged enchanted laboratory beneath the sea. That is really, really cool as a concept. Although I don't know if it would count as a vacation, right? Because we're talking about vacations, and doing more work and studying doesn't necessarily feel so much like a vacation. So there is that, but that's a cool concept. All right, an all-inclusive ski lodge on the top of a glorious mountain range. I might go there, but if I did, I wouldn't ski. I'm not into skiing, but hanging out at a ski lodge on top of an amazing mountain, just sipping hot chocolate and hanging out by a roaring fire, wearing a nice little cozy sweater, I could see myself getting down with that. And the last option, a stone cottage with flowers and vines cascading down the walls. Through the trees, you can view an active volcano. What? That's amazing! Oh, that'd be so cool! A stone cottage covered in flowers and vines, man. I love buildings where people have let the vines like creep up the side and overgrow. It's so neat. Yeah, it's not good for the brickwork, but who cares? It looks awesome. I remember at the one apartment I lived at, I actually was able to get some of the vines and encourage them to like grow across my balcony by interweaving them through the slats of the balcony. And it was like so awesome. Oh man. Okay, let's go through these options again. So living out of the backpack, no way. Tree fort, maybe. Studying water particles, maybe. Ski lodge, maybe. Stone cottage, strong. It's, you know what? Oh, who am I even kidding? It's the stone cottage with flowers and vines cascading down the walls. And through the trees, you can view an active volcano. That's amazing. Like, that's so cool. And hopefully you have enough time to get away from the volcano. All right, let's see. Let's choose it and see what happens. Bam. All right. You did it! Your college results are coming through shortly, but first we want to make sure you get all the information you need. Please enter your email address so we can send you your Strixhaven acceptance letter, which will even feature a little gift from the school. Oh, it's just a scam to get my email! Oh, fine. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Send it. Yo, what? Please check this box if you want to proceed. What? Yeah, there's no option of no. Yes, Wizards may send me promotional emails and offers about Wizards events, games, and services. Come on, what? Oh man, are you kidding me? All right, send it. Oh, you didn't even have to. Oh, what? You cheesers. You cheesers. I thought that I had to put the. Oh well. Anyways, at least we don't have to go and look at my email. Congratulations, based off your answers, you'd be a great fit for Prismari College. Express yourself with the elements. It says life is art, and Prismari is here to remind the world. Prismari are the quintessential expressors of all things creative, beautiful, and elemental. From painting to sculpting, music to dance, Prismari College believes in self-expression and creativity in all forms. We love to inspire and leave a lasting impression on everyone we meet. When you're in Prismari, you gain friendships for a lifetime and probably some paint-stained clothes. All right, you know what? I don't feel like that's the worst result. I wasn't expecting Prismari, but I mean, I guess I have been picking based on creativity and beautiful things, and I did pick elementals to start with, right? So, yeah, I mean, I get it. It fits, whatever. All right, my friends. Well, this was a fun, silly little quiz. If you've taken the quiz and you have been sorted into your college, let me know what result you ended up getting, all right? There's a list of my patrons scrolling on by, and I'm actually going to be heading off to go and stream some Minecraft, but it won't be here, so if you want to come and hang out with me, you'll have to jump in the Discord and find out where I'm hiding at, all right? Bye for now, my friends. See you for the next video.